Hi, I'm Jim. I'm the one blathering in your ear about healing myself from MS, primary progressive MS, and I'm using a carnivore diet to do that. And I've been doing that for almost a year now. Although I was mostly carnivore before that, I'd actually never heard of it before. But now, today, I'd like to talk about mind degeneration or cognitive decline, I guess, because I'm on my way to it. Like, I think I'm on the doorstep. When I'm not in ketosis, I believe I'm on the doorstep, and I'm not sure that's a good idea. Not a good place to be. If I let my ketosis go for a while and I get down to 2 or 3, and number 2 or 3, then I start forgetting things. I forget the words I want to use in a conversation. Occasionally I'll forget the subject completely. That doesn't happen if I keep my ketosis up. And I think for dementia of some kind, I think it's important to keep the ketosis up. For me, I keep it at about 6.5 all the time. I'm always at 6.5 unless I intentionally bring it down. Although I have had a couple of mistakes there where I tried using some kind of elements and mineral elements, and it brought my ketosis down to just a few points, but it was enough to make me start forgetting again. I'd forget my words or stuff like that. If you want to stay out of dementia, stay away from dementia, I'm sure most people do, you probably want to stop eating the garbage. It seems to me that fruit was the worst thing for me. I once tried to bring back in just a little bit of fruit. I had just a handful of grapes and an orange. And within an hour or so, it couldn't be more than an hour, much more anyway, and I was already forgetting my words and forgetting my subject, what I was talking about, and stuff like that. Like, it's really, really crazy. You start forgetting stuff like that. You don't want to. You don't want to get in that position. I woke up a lot of mornings. I'd wake up and I didn't know what time it was or where I was. If it was dark out, I'd be wondering if it was still night or if it was morning. Um, I was really losing it almost completely there. And when I started eating carnivore, it started settling down some. And now I don't have any problems at all, unless, like I say, I bring my ketosis down. So it's well worth thinking about. Do you really want to go that way? And if you don't, then you probably want to get your insulin under control and keep it under control. Like I said, for me, it's not just a matter of controlling my insulin. I have to have my ketosis up high. A level of 2 or 3, or like they say, like a half for losing weight, well, it just isn't going to suit me. I'm not really interested in losing weight. I've lost more than enough weight. I actually only weigh about 126 pounds now, down from 200 and something. And none of that was intentional. I mean, I didn't want to weigh that much anyway, but it wasn't intentional to lose the weight. What I wanted to do was get better, make myself better. Now, I did have cognitive testing when I was diagnosed with MS, or shortly after that, in Toronto. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of what the results were, and I don't know if I can get that now or not. It's been almost 20 years, so I don't know if they'd still have those records. I haven't seen them in almost that long. So I just don't know if they'd still have the records or not, and I don't know that I could read them anyway. I don't know if they'd mean anything to me. But it is an interesting idea if I could check there and then see if I could find some online to do again. Of course, keeping your ketosis up is, for me anyway, it's easy. I eat beef and nothing but. Other than if I'm losing too much weight at a certain time, I'll start eating 4 to 6 eggs a day with it. Like I'll have breakfast of eggs or something like that. Something like lunch or breakfast. I don't mean something like eggs. I only eat beef and eggs. That's all I eat. I have ghee with I cook. Or actually, I have my food cooked in ghee or butter. And I'm making a mistake there. I do eat butter now. The one contributor, YouTube contributor there, steak and butter gal. I was watching her, and she talked about eating beef just to, or eating, eating butter just to energize and to help sleep and stuff like that. And I don't sleep very well. I only sleep about 5 hours a night. Now, it's always been good enough for me, and maybe it is good enough. I don't know. But I thought I'll give this a try. And I took a pretty good bite of butter, and within an hour, I actually was able to stand up without assistance. Now, I mean, I don't mean I stood up, straight and everything was wonderful, but I got up and I was able to get my head up straight, and that's just bloody amazing for me. I haven't been able to do that in years, a lot of years since I could stand up by myself. I usually have to at least use a cane to get up, or hands on coffee tables and the couch arms and stuff. And even if I do that, that doesn't get me up straight. That only gets me partway up. So anyway, that gave me enough energy. So I've been doing that since then. There is a problem with it that you have to watch the bathroom trips. The first couple of days I was running to the bathroom. I shouldn't say running, but you get a lot of water in your stools, with your stool. I didn't have diarrhea. It's just water with my stools. So it wasn't really bad, but it could have been worse. But I had just finished trying to get used to the MCT oil, which I couldn't do. I tried that for a week, trying just a teaspoon or a tablespoon a day, teaspoon at first, and then went to a tablespoon a day, and I just couldn't get used to it. So that's out anyway. I could always use the powder if necessary, but for now I'm just going to stick with the butter. And like I said, that water in the stool problem only lasted a couple of days, and it's been fine since then. So thanks to Steak and Butter Gal, I really appreciate that help there. And also I wrote and thanked her, and she actually wrote back. She emailed me back. I've emailed a few people, a few contributors about things that they're talking about in that, and I never had a reply yet. So that was kind of special to get a reply from her. I thought that was really good. I didn't really expect to get a reply. I just figured that nobody writes back, and I can understand that because they've got hundreds and hundreds of messages there to answer. I could understand her not wanting to reply if she didn't, but it was really good that she did. Really nice. And I have had a lot of things have changed since I started Carnivore. For one thing, when I started, I couldn't eat more than a half a hamburger patty for a day. That was my day's meal, a half a hamburger patty, or a half of a grilled cheese sandwich. And it was getting really bad, and I just ended up, I just wanted to eat just meat. And when I started eating just meat, I could eat more. So then I started getting better after I started doing that. And when I realized about the ketosis, and when I got it up to 6.5, actually it went to 7 once. It was just over 7. I can't remember exactly what it was, and I kind of worried me because they talked about ketoacidosis, and I didn't understand at the time, and as most people don't, I didn't understand that that only happens in diabetics. Anyway, I got it. I went down again. I had some milk. I think I had a protein drink or something, and that just finished it. Brought it right down to 2 or something, 2 or 3. And so then I got it back up, and I got it up to 6.5, and I realized that I wasn't forgetting stuff. I could see better. I wasn't losing my words. I wasn't forgetting my subject. Also, I'm able to talk here. I'm usually very backwards, very withdrawn, I guess you'd call it. I don't like to even talk on the phone. Like, I literally haven't talked on the phone in years, other than a very important call I had to take from a lawyer, not just recently. I just don't like talking to people. I don't like being out there. So it's just amazing that I'm able to do this. I've got had huge anxiety, and it just seems to be lifted. But the big thing is the memory and being able to do stuff. And I actually had a short period where I was having trouble remembering almost everything. And it was kind of intermittent. So I don't know really what was causing it, but I still think it could. I mean, MS causes those problems too. It doesn't have to be dementia, but I mean, is there any difference if if you have dementia from MS or dementia from something else, it doesn't seem likely that there's a lot of change or difference there. You might as well just accept you got a problem. So I found with that 6.5, it stays good. And my whole idea is keep it at 6.5. Do not let it go below that. I'm actually able to do, like I said, a lot more right now. Just the personal things alone, I haven't been able to take care of myself at all for years. But in the last several months, since I guess August, I had a bath and I was able to dress myself afterwards, and that was pretty amazing. My helper came in and she was just amazed, like, you're dressed? How many is that? But I managed it myself. And after that, I started shaving myself, and it's just really weird to be able to do that stuff. Another thing was being able to whistle. I hadn't been able to whistle for several years. I simply didn't have the air. And, they say in MS there's a problem, and I had to go to the hospital once because of that, where I couldn't breathe. I just didn't have the strength to breathe. And now the ambulance driver asked my helper if I was retarded or something because I wasn't breathing very good. Well, why they asked that, I guess they didn't understand why I couldn't breathe. They didn't see the problem. Anyway, I'm okay now. I can breathe and I can whistle. It works just fine. And like I said, I hadn't been able to whistle for years. And it's odd when you can't do those things. I mean, most guys, they whistle all the time, especially when you're younger. I remember I used to whistle this tune, Whistle While You Work, all the time. It was just really odd not to be able to do that again. And I was able to do my own nails, both feet and hands, with fingers. There are lots of things that I've been able to do, but mainly the best thing of it all really is the mind. It's making my mind clear again, and I'm not forgetting everything. And it's a terrible thing when you start trying to remember things, like things you do with your kids or stuff like that. You just can't remember. I haven't been able to remember my kids' birthdays for years. I have some idea when they are, but I can't tell you what the date was when my kids were born. My daughter, I talked to her not too long ago, and she reminded me when they were born. I had the wrong years, and didn't have the right dates. I had the right month, but that's all. And that's a big problem when you get like that. You start really being concerned with where your life is going. So really, if you don't want dementia, or some other kind of like Alzheimer's or others, like I heard there's like 100 different kinds of dementia. So you really want to take care of that. And like I said, get on ketosis. If you're having any memory problems now, get into ketosis, and then see what happens. And if you can't get it, it's not working for you, get your ketosis up a little bit. It's easy enough to do. You just don't eat nothing else. It doesn't work for everybody, but on the most part, if all you eat is beef, and for me, I only eat one meal a day, so there's not much rise of my insulin or anything. And I don't eat anything else. I don't even drink milk anymore. I really like milk, and I don't drink it anymore. It's strictly roast beef, steak, hamburger, stuff like that, with ghee, and sometimes it's cooked in butter, sometimes it's actually cooked in ghee. And that's it. And like I said, eggs in the morning if I'm losing too much weight. It doesn't concern me when I'm losing too much weight. According to the BMI, 125 pounds is the lowest I should weigh. I'm at 126 now, so I really don't want to lose any more. In fact, I'm trying to get it up now. But give it a shot, and if you find you stop forgetting your words and stuff like that, then you might be like me, sitting on the doorstep and wondering if you want to go in or not. Don't go in. Really, just stop there and think about what's happening to you. Okay, that's about all I can say for today. I hope people are looking at these videos, and it'd be nice if you like them or whatever. it's doing you any good at all, click the like, will you? Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope it's doing some good.
And thank you for allowing me to do this reaction video. So Jim reversed his MS and his dementia symptoms with the carnivore diet within 1 year. And he's living proof that you can absolutely do it. And there are so many testimonies out there with similar circumstances like Jim had. And it takes courage to take that step and say, I will do the carnivore diet, I will try this out. And then you persist. And Jim, well done for what you've achieved so far. And life and death is in what we eat. And the building blocks that our body needs is at the end of the day in the food that we eat or not eat. And if we eat the wrong kind of food, like Jim said, the junk food, and too much high carbohydrate vegetables and fruit and unsaturated seed oils, those are the things that will make you insulin resistant. So dementia and Alzheimer's is connected to insulin resistance, and it's connected or linked to diabetes as well. Now, many people say they are not diabetic, but there are a lot of people that are pre-diabetic, and they don't know it because their doctor don't tell them anything. They test below 6.5 on the glucose, and they may be 5.6, but their insulin levels go up. And that's what Jim was talking about. High insulin levels, chronic hyperinsulinemia, has a lot of effects on the body. And of course, insulin sensitivity is when you have a high HDL and low triglycerides. Triglycerides is the fat component in blood that goes up if you eat too many carbohydrates. Now, on the carnivore diet, you can expect to get a high HDL and low triglycerides. You can also expect to have slightly higher LDL levels, but it's not a main concern because it only has a 1.6 risk factor for heart disease. But the things that will destroy your life is when you get dementia because of insulin resistance or because of type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes even. So those are the things that are reversible, as Jim proved. If you don't have that proper building blocks, I'm talking about collagen, carnitine, taurine, vitamin B12, cholesterol. Those are the things that are only found within animal products. You don't find it in plant products at all. So if you don't eat animal products, where should your body find the cholesterol? Did you know that 30% of your body's cholesterol are within your own brain? Your brain manufactures those cholesterol by itself. That is how important cholesterol is. So now people take cholesterol medication and it lowers their cholesterol levels at the risk of damaging their brain. I often see people in old age homes and I can see there's cognitive decline, and then I discovered they are on cholesterol medication. The way to solve your cholesterol problem, if you do have a cholesterol problem, is to get rid of your insulin resistance, which will give you high triglyceride levels. Those are the culprits. Triglycerides, high triglycerides has a 2.1 risk factor for heart disease. And as I said, insulin resistance is having a low HDL and high triglycerides. We don't want that. Taurine, amino acid, is important for your brain and for your heart and your nervous system. It's only found in animal products. And cholesterol is vital for your nerves because myelin is formed from cholesterol. Myelin is the sheath around the nerves. So if you don't have enough good cholesterol, you will have a problem with your nerves as well. Jim, thanks again. Please subscribe to Jim's YouTube channel. Appreciate you.